Hey everyone, and welcome to this video, which is part of a course that I am doing on AIN3701, and which is also part of a video series that I'm doing on YouTube for students who have not enrolled with me, as part of the course. If you are new to the channel and you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure that you have subscribed to the channel so that you can be notified every time I do upload a new video on this topic, but not just on AIN. I upload videos on the other modules as well. So again, if you are new to this channel and you're coming across it for the first time, make sure that you are subscribed and that you've clicked the bell icon so that you will be notified every time I upload something. And I'm uploading something every week, so definitely you don't want to be missing out on that. If you are watching this as a student, please make sure that you are currently up to date with the work program that we have, and that you've watched the previous videos, done your homework on all of this, and that you have completed whatever tasks you were supposed to have completed online, okay, on the student portal. Now, in the previous videos that we did on this, right, we started off with an introduction to computational thinking. I'm not going to go through all of that in detail again. That's going to defeat the purpose of this video, obviously, right? But this video is part 2 of Illustrative Example 1, and that's where the focus is going to be. However, you needed to have watched the previous videos. I think there were about 3 of them before this one, where we went through the topic of computational thinking, discussed what it is in plain and simple terms, terms that are easy to understand. And we started with the pillars of computational thinking. And currently the first pillar that we are looking at, or we are looking at the first pillar, which is decomposition. Okay, so in the previous video we did go through decomposition. We did get more acquainted as to what the concept of decomposition actually is, and what it means, and how it relates to a computerized environment or to computational thinking. And we also read through the illustrative example over here. We went into quite a bit of detail with regards to the reading of the illustrative example to make sure that we are aware of how we need to be breaking down information. So that is very important for you guys to have done up to this point. So I'm going to mention again, as I've done in the previous videos, if you have not watched the previous videos up to this point, please make sure that you go back and that you watch those videos before attempting this, because we are building a foundation over here, okay? And it's absolutely important that you guys get the correct foundation before you start adding on new information and new concepts. So you absolutely do need to have worked through those other videos in order to understand what we're going to be discussing in this video, and to be putting it into better perspective. Okay, so just make sure that you go through those videos and you've worked through them in detail. It's not enough just to work through it once and feel like, okay, well, now you're done with it. Watch it a few times and make sure that you have a grounded understanding of the concepts. Okay, but moving on, this is going to be part 2 again, or not going to be, it actually is part 2 of Illustrative Example 1. Now, I'm not going to read through Illustrative Example 1 again. We've read through it in detail in part 1. What we are going to do, however, is to actually now answer the question that was posed. And the question was, or the query was something that was posed by, Ms. Duma, who said that there was consistent growth, in terms of our revenue, as seen in the illustration here and the diagram that shows us the growth in revenue. And this is something that has now been on the decline since 2020. So she gave some information over here and said that the company committed to provide a high quality product at a reasonable price. The main marketing activity was word of mouth marketing, and it was working well up to the COVID pandemic, but then subsequent to that there was a decline in revenue. And the managers responsible for the respective divisions, their explanation was that no, this is due to COVID. So that's the explanation which was afforded by them or provided by them. But Ms. Duma doesn't buy that, because our revenue figures have still dropped. It's still been on the decline. So now, using computational thinking, how do we actually come to the answer to this? Okay. And here's the thing, right? We need to identify the problem, right? So what is the problem? That is what we need to start out with. You need to define what your problem is. And the problem here, what do you guys think it is? And those of you who are watching this video on the student portal, those of you who are students, if you are watching on the student portal right now, then please, you can type it out in the comment section there, so that I can see that you guys, are on track with what the issue at hand is. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you are watching this on YouTube, please then type in the comments there as to what you think the problem is. Give you a minute to do that. Think about it, right? What is the issue at hand right now? What is it that we are going to apply computational thinking to resolve? So think about that just for a minute. Type your answers in the comments, and then let's take it from there. Okay, I think that would be enough time to have identified the problem. And the problem at hand, the issue at hand, is that there's been a decline in sales, right? Not necessarily profit. Remember, right, we're not looking at profit. This is revenue, right? So there is a decline in sales. So now we need to start thinking about what is it that is causing this. Now let's think about it, right? How do we calculate sales, right? Is the calculation for our total revenue not the total quantity of items that we've sold multiplied by our selling price? Is that not how we determine our total revenue? because these are the factors that you need to be looking at. Remember, decomposition, we are breaking these things down, right? So again, right, what makes up the sales figure? What makes up the sales figure, right? It's the quantity of sales and the selling price, per unit, right, of the various products. So now what we need to do is we need to say, okay, great. First things first, right? What are the products we are selling? We are selling breads, cakes, and South African delights, right? So this is the aspect that we start looking at, where we say that, okay, this is our product line, and these are the products that we have. Now, where is the decline? Okay, so we've got the breads, we've got the cakes, we've got the SA delights, and now we need to say, okay, from here, right, has there been a decline in the the amount of these that have been sold? Now, how do we break this down? We can break it down by region, because remember what the question told us, what the case study told us, that they supply these or they distribute these products within South Africa, but then also to the rest of the world. So then we need to do the analysis to say, okay, fine, local, what are our sales? Overseas, what are our sales? Local, for each product line. And that will tell us where the decline is happening. Okay, is it now that the quantity is going down or not? Now, if we've already seen that, okay, yes, there is a decline in the quantity, we'll be able to pick up exactly where this decline is now. But now let's say, in addition to this, we're also going to look at the sales. We're going to look at the selling price. Then that is also going to be giving, we're also going to get some kind of indication there as to where the decline is. So maybe we are selling the goods cheaper, but it's unlikely that we're going to be selling the goods cheaper. So you need to be speaking to Ms. Duma to identify those aspects in the question.